Welcome to Mediocre Gaming, and today we're playing Gotham Knights. Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I'm Zarel. Let's get to it. Alright, so today we are searching for the League of Shadows, but before we get to that, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, and ring that bell to be notified of all future episodes as soon as they go live. So let's get into it. So previously we had dealings with Talia, who was on the outs with the league and trying to help us out. As it turns out, spoiler, Talia was using us to expose the Court of Owls, and then she used that action and opportunity in order to take out key players in the Court of Owls, so then the League of Shadows could move in. Now, as a result of that, the Bat team plus the allies of our team are all in danger because Talia sees them as a threat, so she wants to take them all out. That includes Montoya, who we are here to help currently. So, League of Shadows, of course, is the assassin group that was headed up by Ra's al Ghul until his untimely demise, which we saw at the beginning, the very beginning intro to everything. You find out what happened to him, and of course, Batman. Now we have to clean up, we had to clean up the Court of Owls, and now we have to clean up the League of Shadows. Will we ever be rid of, the Court of Owls and the League of Shadows? Probably not. It seems like they have a bottomless well to draw new recruits from. All right, so let's see what Montoya has to say. Obviously, we're going to leave out the part that, hey, we got duped and this is all our fault. So originally, the League of Shadows saw what the Court of Owls was doing was corrupting Gotham City, or that was the narrative that we were sold, and that the League of Shadows was out of Talia's control, and the only way to prevent all-out war with Gotham in the middle of everything was to take out the Court of Owls. So we exposed them. We took care of it. We even got the head of the Court of Owls, the Voice, in cuffs. And that basically just opened the door for the League to move in. They were essentially waiting for us to deal with the Court of Owls to create a power vacuum in that space, that villainous space, and then, of course, move in and take over, take control, and at the same time, deal with any and all opposition. Now, Talia is very much aware of a lot of Batman and Bruce Wayne's secrets, so she knows, and Ra's groomed Bruce to be the successor to the League of Shadows, which he, of course, said, no thanks. I'm not that kind of guy. And there's some that probably say that Talia took that really not great. Since she's blood and Bruce was an outsider, even if she had feelings for Bruce, whether she did or not is irrelevant because she didn't feel like he deserved to be the successor to the League of Shadows. Now, because of the Lazarus pits and that knowledge that they have, whoever the leader is basically wouldn't have to be replaced in any way, shape, or form for hundreds, if not thousands of years, since if they die, they can just be brought back. So we don't know exactly how old Ra's al Ghul is, but he is at least hundreds of years old, has been brought back dozens, if not hundreds or thousands of times. We don't really know. It's not like, I don't think he went out of his way to avoid danger. So he was kind of the immortal head of the League of Shadows until very recently. He took out Batman for whatever reason. We've not found out why that would be the case, why he would want to take Batman out. So that part of it is still unknown to us. Why would he want to take out Batman when he still thought of him as his successor? All right. So in addition to Montoya, Lucius Fox, who is the kind of head of our technological division, unofficial, he provides us with tech, and we help him where we can. Like when the League of Shadows tries to take him out. So there we go. We saved him. Now, Montoya and Lucius, they give challenges. Now, until you help them out, you won't be able to turn in any of those challenges. And of course, Dr. Tompkins. Dr. Tompkins also gives you challenges, to stop organ trafficking by whoever happens to be doing it and get those organs where they're going to do the most good. She's basically just a doctor. She's got her own ambulance. So, does that mean she makes house calls? I don't know. Since organs only have a certain shelf life, even when they're on ice, it's not great. All right, one of the things that I'm not overly concerned about these types of encounters is that as soon as you walk away from the point of interaction, there will be someone that will be hacking it or attacking it or whatever the case may be. So then you have to make your way back over to it. And with the League of Shadows, as soon as you start to attack the guy, or when you get close to him, all of a sudden they come off and they disappear and either reappear behind you, or they wait for you to move on, and then they come back and start weakening the door or hacking the computer or whatever the case may be. So you kind of go in the cycle of attacking for a couple seconds, and then moving back to the point, and then going and attacking again. And unfortunately, the only way to keep them from teleporting is using a momentum ability that does damage over time, which also means that that particular one, at least for Batgirl, uses 2 bars of momentum. So even if you are completely full on your momentum meter, you can only have 2 guys that you're dealing with that damage over time ability. Poof, they're gone. Then they always show up behind you. One of the things I don't like is the off-screen prompts when someone is attacking you is not great. Because of everything else that's going on on the screen, it's usually hard to see what's going on when someone's attacking you off screen, especially if there's multiple enemies in the same general vicinity. So you have a whole bunch of shields or emblems on the side of the screen or the bottom, and then it flashes whoever's going to attack you. The only thing you can do at this point is kind of know the rhythm of the battle so that you can expect an attack or adjust the camera, and even that you can't always do. All right, so Dr. Tompkins said, I'm not going to be bullied or scared off. And we're like, that's maybe not the best strategy. You might want to get an armored ambulance to help you out. She's tough. She would have been fine one way or the other. Probably. All right. So GCPD is coming. And we're going to go over here. So this is part of Barbara's, or Batgirl's, side story. And I think it's her last one. So the side story for each of the character kind of goes through the arc of losing people, losing a father, a mentor, whatever the case may be. In Batgirl's case, she lost Batman, but she's previously had lost Commissioner Gordon, Jim Gordon, who is her father. So you can see how she goes through, grieving Batman, being angry about it, and also frustrated because one of the things that you find out is that she doesn't remember exactly what her father looked like. She's like, talked to someone, and they're like, well, the statue's a little bit better looking. He's got nicer glasses and a squared off jawline. She's like, really? That's how I remember him looking. Like, oh yeah. So frustrated with that, angry with Bruce's death, and then coming full circle and saying, I am the defender of Gotham. All right, so going back to the Belfry, now that we've helped our allies stay alive, and Talia is nowhere to be found. So let's see what they have to say and come back.
Goddamn ninjas. So, this is weird. Weird like undead talents coming back to life, or weird like... how do I keep losing this freaking game?
Weird, like there was this reroute situation that I was tracking. But then there were fluctuations, and now, I think I found Talia.
What were you tracking?
At first it looked like nothing, but now...
Whoa. That's a lot of power that's been siphoned. Not necessarily definitive, except...
Except?
The power was diverted... here. Isn't Arkham empty? Like, you know... collapsed?
It has been for a couple of years. And with our missing ninja friend...
Here. She's only been there for a few weeks. Maybe it won't be too bad.
Or... this is a trap. She's too good to just let us find her. But we have a lead.
We do have a lead.
Yeah.
Talia wasn't here just to mess with us. She's got something else up her sleeve.
Well, guess it's time to go back to that asbestos-encrusted shithole.
All right, so we got reports that Arkham Asylum might be the base of operations for the League of Shadows, and Talia in particular, which of course piques our interest immensely, and we want to find out what's going on and what her end game is. So, I mean, we know that taking out the owls was only part of the equation. What else is going on, and what did it have to do with Dr. Langstrom, which seemed like forever ago at the very beginning when you start playing? So Arkham Asylum is a very, very old facility that was built long ago. They housed the criminally insane, and then they got moved to Blackgate. So we got the containment pod here. Obviously something was going on. And it's obviously that we can recognize it as Langstrom's work. So whether it was funded by the Owls, whether it was funded by the League of Shadows, or Talia herself, she's definitely benefiting from that research. Alright, and if you don't want the answer, you might want to skip ahead about 30 seconds. So different serums, and of course we have to advance the research, and how did she do it, and what was she trying to achieve. Looking at the notes, we see that this particular group had the best probability of survival. So kind of the Lazarus Pit 2.0 or 10.0. We'll have no way of knowing. Alright, so whatever we did blew the power. So now we'll have to reset the breaker. In order to get there, we have to go to the basement in a dilapidated, insane asylum. Which sounds like the start of a horror movie.
Data from the lab, whatever I could get before losing power. Take a look and let me know if you find anything we can use.
So we're going to make our way down there. Examine some bits and pieces along the way. Gives you a little bit of background about the asylum itself, but also the people, patients that were there.
It's amazing how much was just left behind.
And then, of course, how everything was just kind of left. There didn't seem to be an organized departure from Arkham Asylum. It was just chaos, where it was just kind of like Mount Vesuvius, where you get a snapshot of what kind of was going on that particular day. All right, so we're in the basement. Took the elevator shaft the way that we know how, i.e. not taking the elevator. All right, and here we go. Got the breaker box. That should flip the power back on for the entire building, I'll assume. And there we go. Stable power. Professor Pig. Alright, so moving back. So we need to go back to the main hall. And then go on from there. And of course, flipping switches and poking around. Oh, and we notice that there's lights on in the tower, which weren't there before. And now the League says, hold on there, you shall not pass. So we'll need to deal with them. Now, depending on what level you are at, this can be a real slog. Especially these Rocketeers, because they have a lot more health than these other guys, the Assassins. So you can feel like you're spending a lot of time trying to take the guys out. Where every hit is just taking off a sliver. Ooh, love that. Finishing moves. Alright, League's absolutely here. It means you're on the right track. Also means you're running towards danger, not away from it. Alright, so getting back to the main hall, which is what we've been trying to do since we got the power back on. But now there's nothing more to be gained from the main hall, but we do need to get up to the tower where we saw the lights. Alright, once again, taking the bat way up the elevator shaft. And yeah, luckily this whole place hasn't fallen apart. Harley's office, back when she was pre-criminal. And now, who's up in the tower? Well, it's empty. But there's a bunch of oscilloscopes. So let's see if we can figure out. I don't know, it kind of seems like it's a bad amplifier, setting amplifier frequencies to match the sample. Sounds like a really bad idea. Sounds like we're doing Talia's work again. However, it's the only way to push forward. So basically matching the patterns on the amplifiers with the sample. There we go. We got all of them. Check. Complete. So now we've got these giant like sound blasters, which were being used to control their subjects, the ones that were the best suited for increased strength, but also able to be resuscitated after dying.
Somewhere under Gotham.
And now, of course, we find that there must be a Lazarus pit under Gotham somewhere. Unfortunately, before we can do that, I have a feeling we're going to find out what the Group M patients, volunteers, whatever you want to call them, look like.
Easy does it. Let's not
Ugh.
get this into a fight, okay?
And of course, if they're being controlled by sounds, then free will kind of went out the door. So this is gearing up to be a boss fight. Batgirl versus Man-Bat. And you might be saying, how do you know it's a male? Well, look at that. He's got the Hulk pants on.
You don't know who you're messing with.
All right, so because this is more boss fight than anything, I think it's clear that you're going to be fighting him for quite some time to whittle him down. So use your momentum abilities, whatever you think is best, to knock off as much health as quickly as possible and knock some sense into him. Okay, probably not knock some sense into him, but get him close to where you're gonna knock him out. Make him non-threatening. Oof. Not going to be able to maintain altitude, yeah, with a hole in his plus extra weight, although he did just fine. Well, that's not good. Send in the drones. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to check us out on social media, and thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. And we'll see you next time.
No, Can I?
The scans show your back is not injured. Bruised, but nothing more.
Chaos in Gotham City tonight after another vicious attack in Robinson Park. There are reports across the city of flying creatures wreaking havoc. Police are urging citizens to stay calm and remain indoors.
I'm going back out there.
The others are already on patrol. Once you are ready,
I'm ready. When I was injured, everyone expected me to quit. But that was never gonna happen. Protecting people runs in my veins. It's what I do. No matter what alias I go by, that's who I am. That's who I'll always be. As long as there are people who need me.
I'm certain you already know what must be done.
There's a Lazarus pit somewhere in Gotham. Wherever it is, Talia and her league won't be far. Time to put an end to this.